All right, moving on up in age, and some of you probably are fitting in this age area right now, 18 to 50, and it can vary. It depends. Genetics play a large place. So sometime during that time play, your plate has then become the line. Your epiphyseal plate has switched over to line. Mine was a lot earlier, and I come from a short family, so that's just the way that rolls. Okay, so bones at this point are created and destroyed about at equal rates. If you have some sort of injury, then it will adjust for that. But so your osteoclasts and osteoblasts are working about the same on this. And then the bones are responding to changes, and we already talked about that. More muscle, more pull on them, they respond, building more bones and stronger bones to hold it. So as you build muscle, you build bone as well. So help fight off osteoporosis and things like that. So this was just a picture here of showing bone. So bone remodeling, I'm going to start using that term. Your bones have been remodeling themselves pretty much since you were born. And I don't know, before I really understood things about bones, I thought the bones that I was born with was the exact same bones that I have now, and then just got bigger. But that's not the case. Honestly, your bones have remodeled, and these are not the same bones. It's kind of like remodeling a house. You knock off this wall and put up a different wall, and that wall that was there is no longer there, and so parts of your bones that was there when you were a baby are no longer there. And so bone remodeling is exactly what it sounds like. It's remodeling the bones, and all your bones have been remodeled. Osteoclasts have taken down parts of bones and blasts to build up new bones, and you have been remodeled many, many times throughout. And it's just portions of bones. It's not like your whole femur at one point. It's just part of the femur has done this, and then part of another. So it's kind of like you don't just knock down the whole house at one time. You just work at one part at a time. So that's gone on. So what happens to your bones when you get elderly? Ages 52, whatever. I'm in this category, so I have to watch this. This we have to watch, because if you don't take in proper calcium and you don't do proper exercise and you don't do the things that you need, you will have more bone loss than is made, and that can lead to osteoporosis. That means your clasts are working harder than your blast, and then you get bone broken down. Okay, your bones start getting brittle and weak and all that stuff, and you fall and you get lots of injuries too. Osteoporosis is when you get more loss than is made. And so I think I showed this picture before. This is just magnified. So this is the way a spongy bone should look on a person who doesn't have osteoporosis. Someone that does have osteoporosis, you can see that trabeculae is starting to break down. And then I have this other picture here of some spongy bone. So compact bone is harder to see. That's where you get to bone density. You take bone density tests for that compact bone, but for the spongy bone you can kind of see the trabeculae looks nice and neat. We might have a thing here, but osteoporosis, we're starting to lose a lot of that going on. The clasts are working harder than the blast. So the bone remodeling, which happens constantly, you're having bones deposit from the blast, removed from by the clast. That both of those together are called resorption. Again, you can pause me. Remodeling just takes place in very small areas of the bones where osteoclast and osteoblast are kind of together. And again, they do measure, for healthy adults, they measure what's called the bone density. So healthy adults, they have that about equal deposit removal going on to keep that bone density in a good range. I found this interesting. 5 to 10% of your skeleton is replaced every year. I was amazed by that number. 5 to 10% of yours. So your bones aren't just sitting there doing nothing. You got cells inside your bones that are working hard. And these are happening around the bone and in the bone. So periosteal means around the bone, and then endosteal. So this is that appositional thing going on.